kaya babastusin ko rin kayo. Kaya kay Dilima, tama yan sa iyo. Magtiis ka. Tatagal kaya ako, ito prangkahan tayo, tatagal kaya ako dito sa pwesto na ito kung inutil ako? Would the military allow me to govern na ganon? Walang pang pamalakad mo? Wala kang ginawa? You are. That's what you are. Galit ka lang kasi naging presidente ako. Galit ka lang kasi ako may ginawa ako sa bayan. Galit ka lang kasi hindi ako pumayag na itong bayan ko pupunta sa aso.
The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. President Duterte slammed critics who questioned his ability to lead in the time of this pandemic because of possible health concerns. Duterte returned to the public eye last night after canceling 2 scheduled appearances over the past week. To give us more details on the president's latest pronouncements, we have with us Maricel Halili. She's reporting live from the TV5 studio. Good morning. Do we have some clarity regarding the president's health? What did he have to say?
Yes, Charles, for the first time in 2 weeks, President Duterte has shown himself to the public through his talk to the people last night. President Duterte said that he's already old. Well, obviously, he's 70 plus years old. So he is suffering from sickness. But when he said sickness, it doesn't mean that he can perform his job as a president. So he said that he is still healthy and in good condition to take responsibility in Malacanang.
Right, Mase, we heard earlier the president lashed out yet again at Senator Laila De Lima. In fact, the senator has replied to the president's comments via Twitter saying people are dying and I'm still your problem. What exactly did the president have to say this time?
Well, it seems that Senator De Lima is the president's favorite topic during his public address last night. He actually cursed Senator De Lima for so many times during his speech on Monday evening. And he said that the president will not stay in Malacanang if he is inutile, like what Senator De Lima is trying to say to the public, and that Senator De Lima deserves to be put in jail because of her involvement in illegal drugs, and there's no way that she can deny that.
Right, Mase, we also understand that broadcaster Mon Tulfo was also mentioned by the president. Could you tell us more about this?
Yes, we were actually surprised when the president even read a message through Instagram. Well, the president actually explained the photos that were posted by his former aide, Senator Bongo, on Facebook. If you recall, there were photos and videos of President riding a motorcycle and playing golf. President Duterte said that he did those things at 2 o'clock in the morning in Malacanang compound. So he is not taking his time as a president when he was doing this. He said that he just wanted to ride a motorcycle because, well, obviously that's his hobby. So he's just taking a time of his life. And he doesn't see anything wrong about it.
All right, Marcel, let's talk about COVID-19 now. What did the president have to say about the worsening situation, especially now that we have daily cases going beyond the 10,000 mark and COVID-19's higher mortality rate, hospitals at critical capacity, and so on?
That's right, Charles. President Duterte asked the members of the cabinet, especially those leading the vaccination programs and our efforts to have additional establishment and facilities for the isolation of those COVID patients. He gave his assurance that the government is doing everything to address the issues on COVID-19.
Right, Marcel, do we have any updates on hospital capacity from the National Task Force against COVID-19?
Well, Health Undersecretary Leopoldo Vega yesterday gave his report about additional capacity for the isolation centers as well as bed capacity in hospitals. He said that they were able to add 160 ICU in several hospitals, particularly here in Metro Manila. They took advantage of the 2-week implementation of the enhanced community quarantine to establish additional beds in the hospitals. Their target now is to remove or to extract those with mild symptoms and those asymptomatics from the hospital and transfer them to isolation centers so that there will be more room for those patients who are experiencing severe symptoms.
All right, at least some good news on that end. But then do we have any updates on the distribution of aid?
Well, unfortunately, Metro Manila mayors admitted it will be difficult for them to distribute all financial assistance in their areas in 15 days, like as the deadline that was set by the Interior Department. And so the MMDA, as well as the Metro Manila mayors, are planning to make an appeal before the Interior Department to ask them if they can extend the deadline for the distribution of amelioration, because they want to balance everything. They don't want to encourage all those beneficiaries to go in one place at the same time, because it will be difficult to impose physical distancing. And at the same time, they want to distribute the financial aid as soon as possible. So they want to balance everything, but at the same time, they want to ask extension for the distribution to make sure that they can distribute this effectively and efficiently.
Right, Mase, most people, well, most of us at least, are looking forward to vaccination. What is the latest on vaccination efforts? And is the president eyeing to receive a shot anytime soon, since inoculation for senior citizens and persons with comorbidities are ongoing? What was his reaction to the global shortage of vaccines?
Charles, it seems that the president has a sudden change, or not sudden, but there was a change in his tone last night. Because if you recall before, President Duterte said that he was willing to be inoculated first, just to boost the vaccine optimism in the country, or the confidence of the public to vaccine, anti-COVID vaccines. But last night, he said that he is willing to waive his slot in getting the shot to make sure that other people who wants to be inoculated, he is willing to give his slot. The reason behind that is that he's already a senior citizen, and the president said that as a senior citizen, he doesn't feel that he can contribute more if he was not elected in the position. In that case, he is willing to give the slot to other people who has a higher chance of survival and who can contribute more to the country.
All right, Mase, let's talk about COVID-19 treatment. What was the president's reaction on the push for ivermectin as a COVID-19 treatment?
Last night, he even said to Food and Drug Administration Director General Eric Domingo that he wants to have a one-on-one meeting with Yusek Domingo to understand everything that's happening when it comes to the clinical trials and approval of medicines and vaccines against COVID-19. Well, Undersecretary Domingo explained to the president that there is an ongoing clinical trial on ivermectin in other countries, so the DOST has recommended that there is no need to conduct another clinical trial here in the Philippines. We just have to wait for the data, and that can be a basis for the approval of ivermectin. For now, the FDA has already issued compassionate license permit, or compassionate use license to a certain hospital for the usage of ivermectin, and they're still processing 2 other applications for the approval of its permit.
All right, thanks for that, Mase. That was Maricel Halili reporting live from the TV5 studio in Mandaluyong. Over in the U.S., one person was killed and a police officer was wounded at the shooting incident at the high school in Tennessee. The incident, which unfolded at about 3 p.m. local time at the Austin East Magnet School in Knoxville, marked the latest in a slew of shootings across the U.S. since mid-March. Investigators have yet to identify the suspect or the slain victim, but confirmed that they were both male, and it's not yet clear if either of them was a student at the high school. The community in Knoxville has been ravaged by gun violence for months now, with at least 3 students in Austin East having been killed this year. Still in the U.S., protests erupted in Minnesota after a 20-year-old black man was shot dead by a police officer during a traffic stop. Fatal shooting resulted from an officer accidentally opening fire with her gun instead of a taser during the struggle. This sparked angry protests outside the Brooklyn Center Police Department, which has been guarded by members of the police and National Guard following the incident. Police fired tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse the crowd, while some protesters lobbed rocks, bags of garbage, and water bottles at the officers. This time, the gold's not just plastic for Blackpink's main vocalist, Rosé. The New Zealand-born South Korean superstar has kicked off her solo career by smashing 2 new Guinness World Records. She reached #1 on both the global Billboard 200 and the Billboard Global excluding US on March 27. Rosé previously topped the global chart with Lovesick Girls as a member of Blackpink with bandmates Jisoo, Jennie, and Lisa. This makes her the first artist to reach #1 on a Billboard global chart as a soloist and as part of a group. So anti-stans, if you mad, stay mad. But Rosé is keeping it pretty savage. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.